And just like that, finished. The season is done. And much like yesterday's game, it promised so much and delivered so little. No changes to the team yesterday, as expected. I think Jose has kind of set his stall out that this is the team that he wants to play with. Dyer came back in for Sanchez. No major surprises really. No major surprises in tactics. We were gonna invite them onto us and then get them on the counter. And for the first 20 minutes, it looked like it could be a rout. We played really well. Some really slick, quick passing. Lo Celso pulling the strings. And Harry putting one in the back of the net yet again. Really good, really good. I turned to my friend and I said, you can't really count Harry not being able to get into the golden boot here if it carries on like this. Jokingly, obviously, but you know, it did kind of have that feel about it at the start of the game. But then it kind of just petered out and we came under sustained pressure, and Palace turned into Barcelona, and they had corner after corner after corner, and you could just tell that our defensive qualities were going to be put under some severe pressure. And in the end, a scrappy miss by one of their players led to another player in the box having more space than he needed to just fire it into the roof of the net. Nothing that Hugo could do about it. I'm not sure that there was a lot that they could really do about it in terms of being able to close him down quicker, because it all happened so fast. But for me, a bit of ball watching, maybe not really picking up the players. Guy shouldn't have had as much space as he did, and there you go. But it was enough. It was enough to send Jose into wild celebrations at the end of the game, which he's been criticised for. So I'm not really sure why he's being criticised, because what else was there to play for? If you're not playing to get into the Europa League, what was there to play for? Nothing. It was a bit of a nothing effort. We might as well have not bothered turning up then. Because that's the attitude from a lot of people is, Thursday night football, Sunday football. Well, that's what it is, A team like Tottenham have got to have something to play for, got to have something to go for. And European football is where it's at. It's the one that brings in money. And Europa doesn't bring in that much money, apparently, and it's not really that classy to play in. But who says that? That's just a media hype. It's just a advertising ploy. It's just a pundit's opinion. It's not really fact. Because if you ask Chelsea fans whether they liked the UEFA Europa League when they won it, you get a different story. If you ask Man United fans, you get a different story, because it's all about the silverware at the end when they pick it up and wave that trophy around. So, I can really understand why Jose was celebrating it, because I think once it became clear that Champions League wasn't possible, then I think the focus would have moved on to the next opportunity to aim for silverware, because that's what Jose will do. He will aim to win that competition. So I can fully understand why he would celebrate the way he did. The other thing people criticising, Jan Vertonghen not getting a run out in his last game. Again, there's no fans. Who's going to give him any appreciation? He might as well just run out on the training field. pointless. It's not like he's going to get a big cheer from the simulated fans, is it? You know, what's the big deal? I mean, he's been a great servant to the club, and he deserves a decent send-off. But unfortunately, he ain't going to get a send-off from empty stadium. So maybe the club will have something in mind. You don't know. Maybe he'll be able to come back when we are eventually allowed into the stadium to get a round of applause and a well done. You don't know. Maybe he's not going to go at all. I don't know. But yeah, so this season really petered out into nothing. The same way that the game petered out into nothing yesterday. Wasn't really expecting an awful lot from it, to be honest with you. But when we started off, I thought, oh, you know, this could be a decent game. We do generally have a good game against Palace, but clearly not to be. So the season ends on a whimper. We trip, slip, and roll into the Europa League, and we go again next season, which, by the way, is only like 6 weeks away. So we won't be without football for long. You got the FA Cup to come, where we want both teams to lose. You know, and we got Europa League final, you got the Champions League final, you got the playoff final, you got, you know, before you know it, we'll be back in there. And in the meantime, we're going to have lots and lots of in the know speculation about this player and that player that none of us have ever heard of, that we'll have to do the old Danny Rose Google on just to see what they look like. A YouTube compilation of their greatest moments, and ultimately we'll see what happens. But we've got a long way to go, because that goes on till sort of October, so it's going to be a long and interesting time. But there you go. So for me, the season's over. That's the end. I'll see you all again maybe next season. Up the Spurs.